to marry me. Because he had to go after me, because he had to do many things that he didn't have to do before with other girlfriend he had in the past. I became very special for him. He couldn't wait to marry me. So sometimes you want so much to be valued, but you don't value yourself. You sell yourself for cheap. You do anything not to lose. If you value yourself, it's like when you have a diamond or some very precious stone. You don't wear it every day. You don't leave it, hanging around in the house. You don't even lend it to people. You hide it because it's valuable. So much more, you are valuable. You woman, if you want a man to value you, you need to value yourself first. You need to be the first one to say no. You want me? Then, work for it. Marry me. You want to have me? You want to have all of me? I can give you all of me, but you have to marry me first.
Yeah, the problem is that some will say, but if I am that demanding, I will stay single for the rest of my life. No, that's where you're wrong, because you're making your decisions out of fear. You're afraid. When you're afraid, you make the next mistake that we're going to talk about, the next sin. So the cure for this jumping into bed quickly sin is to value yourself, woman, and you men. Let's go back to good old courtship. Let's go back to those days when a man used to court a woman. He used to work for her affection. Courtship should not end when you marry. It should start even before you're dating. Continue through dating and engagement, and especially after marriage, and only finish when you die. You need to continue courting the woman you're with. If you're in a boring marriage, of course. When was the last time you said something nice to your wife? When was the last time that you did something that your wife liked? That you were spontaneous and you surprised her with something? When was the last time that you did something that you used to do to conquer her? Then of course you will have trouble keeping a good marriage. Let's be gentlemen. Stay off porn. It's bad advertising. It's misleading advertising. It's like cocaine for your sexual performance. In the short term, you will go way high, and then you won't be able to get any high anymore. Stay off of it. Be a lover to your wife. Treat your woman like your girlfriend every day. Be exclusive to her. Let her feel like she's the only woman for you in the world. And she's going to be always a happy woman, treat you well, and there will be lots of milk. So, that's if you're married. If you're single, please, single ladies, single men, zip up. Keep it tight. Shut.
Single lady.
We're going to tell you a secret. We never lost our virginity. Until today. Oh my God, what are they saying now? No, wait, before you think that this is a sexless marriage, let me explain. It's not a sexless marriage, thank God. But we've never lost our virginity. I know where my virginity is. She is keeping it. She has it.
I have it.
And her virginity is right here. I have it. Because people talk about, when did you lose your virginity? We never lost it. It's well kept. It's right here. And of course, we're not saying if you're not a virgin, it's the end for you. No, you can decide from now on, both men and women, decide from now on to keep yourselves special. So, last sin before the break, lowering your standards. Lowering your standards. A lot of things are driving us to lower our standards in relationships nowadays. Culture, public opinion, our peers, and of course anxiety driven by loneliness. Anxiety to be with someone is a big driver for low standards. And low standards make you settle for less. You have low expectations. Anything is good enough for you. You know, one-night stands, even if you are in a relationship, lying or flirting, abuse, marriage without sex, shouting, cursing, no attention, no dialogue, no conversation, moving in together without marriage, being with someone without assurance it's forever. People lower their standards very, very low. I like one definition of the word standard. Actually, it's the origin of the word. I was looking it up. The word standard came from two words being joined together, stand and hard. Came from the meaning standing fast or standing firm on something. It was a military expression where soldiers would take a flag and put it up on a stand, on a pole, and they would run up in the middle of the war and they would stake the poles in the ground, meaning we've conquered this. This is our ground. Let's hold this ground. Stand firm here. And the soldiers would rally to that flagpole and stand hard on that ground. So that's the origin of the word standard. When you have a standard, it means you're standing hard on your belief and on your values. You're holding fast to your beliefs and values. You're not letting go of them. You're not moving from them. So standards help you to stand firm, to rally your strength, and resist the enemy that tries to bring you down, forces that try to bring you down. So I like to call it your acceptable minimum. The minimum you are willing to accept in any area of your life. And the question is, what is your standard? What is your acceptable minimum in relationships? What are you prepared to accept and what are you not prepared to accept? The lower you go, of course, the worse you will have. Your standards, your acceptable minimum will dictate what you have. What you accept is what you will get. And it's no different in love life. Chris was my first girlfriend after 5 or 6. The first girlfriend that I had to ask her father permission to date. She was the first one. Her standards were very high from the beginning. And that immediately challenged me to be better. I had to talk to her father. That's an experience, a whole other experience for another talk. But it basically put the fear of God in me if I did anything to his daughter. So her standards were very high. She came from a very good family. This is a picture of us, our first picture together. I think this was our first date. And she kept this high standard. Even after marriage, she kept her high standards. And actually that became a problem because my standards from my family were lower than from her family. She had seen her parents, her parents have been married for 43 years, right?
Now, they're married for 43 years now, but they were very happy. My father talked to my mom. He spared her, he respected her, she respected him. So I had this wonderful example of marriage in my own home, and I actually grew up wanting to be married soon. You know, Renato was my first boyfriend. I wanted to, this is what I want when I grow up. I didn't think, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer, no. When I grow up, I want to be married like my parents. That's how nice he was. When I married him, I expected the minimum, that. But he didn't know that. He didn't have the same standards because at home, in his home,
there wasn't much communication. My father, when he got angry, he would just shut down and not talk to my mom for days. There wasn't much display of affection, physical affection.
We had a lot of affection.
My parents divorced eventually. Now they're back together, thank God, but they divorced in my teenage years. And so the standards were different, right? And then we married. She didn't give in to her minimal acceptable standards. She kept the standards very high, demanding from me, and I didn't understand any of this back then. What I thought was that she was just being very annoying, right? Just demanding a lot of attention, that I talk and said to her, I love you every day.
He used to say, remember, he used to say I was high maintenance?
High maintenance, very high maintenance, emotionally high maintenance. So I just, I thought, this woman is a problem, it's too hard. Until one day, 12 years into the marriage,